Hello, back with a new update. Today we're going to be talking about projectiles and more specifically projectile speeds. Since projectiles are going to be a core aspect of the game I'm working on, I'm paying basically very close attention to how I'm making every aspect of them. And so starting off with like the most basic of properties for projectiles, their speed. And there are a lot of ways you can tackle the speed, but the way I'm doing, and it's not gonna be like physics based. Some might just do physics based speed, but that's not really what I am after here, because I want to have like really creative ways in which I'm using like the projectiles. So that being said, there are quite a few, let's say, speed presets that I've done so far. I basically made a system in which I can, by using a curve, I can define how the speed of the projectile is gonna be. And the most basic type of speed is this one right now. It is the constant speed. Basically, from the moment the projectile is spawned until the end of its life, it has the same speed. There's nothing quite interesting about this. It's very basic. Some games might just do it like this and it's enough, but I kind of want to take this a step further. So basically, like I said, all of these are based on a few curves. This is basically a flat curve. As you can see here, it's really nothing special. And I also have like a speed multiplier, a lifetime. So basically how, what time does the projectile exist? Okay, so the second type of speed setting that I made here is going to be, give me 1 second here. This one is going to be a ramp up speed. So basically, no, it's a ramp down. Sorry, my bad. So it starts up with like a very high speed and then it decays really fast until it goes to a full stop. And you can see this effect right here. And in my opinion, it is more interesting than the default constant speed. It's going to be very specific on the context in which it's used, right? Okay, so I'm gonna show you the curve for this one really fast. It is this one right here. So it basically starts off with like a high speed and then decays into basically 0 speed after a while. Okay, the next one is similar to this one in that, well, I already mentioned it by mistake. It's the ramp up speed, right? So it starts off really slowly and then picks up a lot of speed, and it's like sort of like a rocket, you might say. It's propelling itself, right? Look at that. So this is an interesting effect as well. It can be used for a different type of projectile. So now I'm trying to make settings and speed profiles, I'm gonna call them, for like a lot of types of projectiles. Okay, let's go on to the next profile. And this one, I called it delayed activation. It's a really interesting one. So you basically spawn a projectile, it goes right in front of you, and after a second or so, then it starts picking up speed. It's a really interesting one as well. And they all have like their particular use cases. And I'm probably going to be using all of these at one point in one way or another. Let me show you the graph for this one. It's a really messy graph, but it does the job. There it is. This is it. You probably can get what's happening here. And then we have 2 more left. Let me set up the next one. The next one is a really weird one. So it just kind of jitters, kind of wobbles there in place, right? I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be using this one, but it's definitely interesting. So it basically shows off what the system can do. And all of this is just influencing the speed, right? the speed of the projectile. Let me show you the graph for this one as well real fast. It's like a sine wave kind of graph. There it is. This is the curve. And now the last one that I'm going to be displaying here is a one I called the yo-yo. And that's what it does. It basically goes in front and then does a back and forth for a while and then continues until it decays off. And again, a very interesting one. And this is done just by altering the speed. And the way this one specifically is done is, let me show you the graph real fast. Here it is. So it's going in a positive speed, and after a while it goes into the negative. So basically, if it has a negative speed, it's just gonna bounce back at one point, right? So that's the yo-yo, the ping pong movement that you got there. So since all of these are made only with modifying the speed, I have a lot of options. Next up, I'm gonna probably look into modifying the trajectories. I'm not exactly sure what types of trajectories I'm gonna have for the projectiles, but again, I'm trying to make a system for projectiles in which you could do all sorts of crazy things, but that's gonna take a bit more of work. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But for now, it's just the speed thing, and well, yeah, that's all I got. See you at the next one.